All right. Thank you all for being here. I really appreciate having the chance to have this conversation and hear from all of you as students. If we could take a minute to introduce yourselves and then we can go on.
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Nathalia. I'm a current senior at DePaul. I'm majoring in advertising with minors in animation and intercultural communications. Yeah, I'm also the DEP president for this year. That's it.
All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Ankit. I'm a sophomore this year studying health sciences and political science, and I'm a committee chair for the DePaul Activities Board.
Hi, everyone. My name is Gisselle Cervantes. I'm a junior here at DePaul, majoring in international studies, and I am currently serving as the Student Government Association president.
And hello, I'm Connor Mudd. I am a junior studying marketing and economics at the business school. I am the vice president of marketing for DAB, and I am also a facilities assistant on campus.
Awesome. Thank you all. So now that you've had a few days to kind of process all the changes here at DePaul, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling about as good as I can because I was on duty when the email came out, so I got to respond to some student questions on the spot when people were kind of wondering what was going on in the housing realm. But after processing it, I feel a little bit more sure of what the plans are for the future and how we move forward from this.
I think that for me, I'm still feeling a little stunned by what happened and just like what that means for like moving forward for spring quarter and how I have to adapt both as a student leader, but also as a student. I think something that I've been really like fixated on is like, what am I going to do? Like all of like next quarter, like not physically getting to like go to my student organization meetings and instead having to adapt to maybe an online platform, because I think that my student involvement is what makes my college experience like formative, and the experiences I have with the people at DePaul are what make DePaul special to me. So I'm struggling a little bit with feelings of just like I'm going to miss everyone. So I'm trying to soak in every moment that I have with the people that I care about.
I think for me, I don't know. I guess I don't know how I'm feeling yet, if that makes sense, just because it was so quick and DePaul's response was very quick, and I just didn't really have time to process it. Being an international student, I'm actually from Brazil. I'm here on a student visa, and so it kind of like looks really different because I don't know if I'm gonna be able to go back home, or even if I should, even if that's something I should be doing, or my mom was gonna come visit, and I don't know if she's gonna come anymore. And so it's a lot of I don't know. I'm also a Virgo, so I don't like not knowing things. So it's just being an adjustment, obviously not having, like Gisselle was saying, not having the possibility of meeting in person with my organization is going to be a big thing for me also, just because coming in the beginning of this year, I had expectations for what my last spring quarter will look like, with like the big events that the campus would have and things like that. And so just adjusting my expectations, I think, is a big part of what I'm going through right now. But at the same time, I'm kind of hopeful because I had so many friends at DePaul reach out to me and be like, are you okay? Like, what are you doing? How's your visa situation going? And so I'm really feeling that DePaul energy right now, which I really appreciate. So, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm feeling uncertain. I think all of us are feeling a little uncertain, but having a couple days to go through and just think about it, talk to people that care about you, your loved ones, your family, and your friends, the community's really come together. So I'm feeling better than I did 2 days ago, obviously, and as we keep going, we're going to continue to feel better. So, yeah.
Great. Yeah, thank you. So what are some steps that you all are taking as a result of this really quick change and preparing for next quarter?
Honestly, I cried a lot. It's true. I mean, for me, it was crying, but I guess finding ways to like release that stress. Yeah, I'm a big advocate for crying and just like dealing with emotions that way. So just, yeah, crying was a big thing, but maybe just being honest with yourself about how you're feeling is completely fine not to be okay right now. I know a lot of people are not okay. So it's just completely fine to be in touch with those sentiments, I think, and just being open about it too, just because we're in finals week right now. And so it's a big thing to balance those two things. So.
Yeah, one thing, I'm not as affected on the housing front because I live off campus, but a lot of us have friends. I have friends that are in the process of moving, so giving them a hand moving has been some, offering up my apartment for storage, giving somebody a couch to sleep on if they need it in the next few weeks. Kind of right now, I'm not as affected, so I'm trying to see where we can help people out that are affected in the immediate front.
And me living on campus, the next steps I'm taking are really figuring out where it is I am going to live, whether it is I stay on as a spring facilities assistant, which is still a potential option. But then if not, do I go back to Colorado or do I stay with a friend in the city? I've got about 5 backup plans, ranging from working on campus to living with my mom's friend downtown. So finding the support system where it is and figuring out what works best. Those are the next steps I've been taking.
I think for me, the next steps I've been taking are just like learning to lean on others. DePaul, because of its Ascension mission and because of the people at the university, is very like people oriented, very community based. And I think that I know I personally need that now more than ever. So learning how to ask for help and learning how to like just express what are my needs to friends or just members of the community is so important. For me, a unique circumstance like I'm under that I'm learning how to adjust with the process, with everything that's happening at DePaul, is that I have an autoimmune disease, so my immune system is compromised, and therefore I'm at a higher risk of both obtaining the coronavirus or being impacted or like actually being symptomatic. So I'm learning how do I both like take care of myself individually and take steps and precautions that I need to make sure that I'm like staying away like from mass gatherings and things like that. And how do I also learn that it's okay to ask for help? Like my roommates offer to like run errands for me and grab groceries or things like that so that I don't have to be out in the public so much. And I'm really grateful for that. So I think right now, just moving forward, leaning on others and my support systems is what I plan on doing. And I'm really grateful that I have those. And it's all because of DePaul. So I would be in a very different situation right now if I didn't have the people at DePaul to support me.
Awesome. Happy to hear that you all have supports that you've been finding and reaching out to. And you're all also part of large student organizations on campus. So how do organizations plan to move forward next quarter?
With DAB specifically, we had meetings, emergency meetings, so it was a kind of quick turnaround and we haven't decided everything fully yet, but we're trying to keep our mission intact as building community, I guess not specifically on campus anymore, but just across community members. And so we're trying to have trivia online so that everyone can join for wherever they are, all around the globe, international students as well as students that live in the US. And just moving forward with like activities and things that students can join online so they don't have to be in group settings or just leave their apartments if they don't want to, but just making sure that we are taking those steps to still build community, just because we may not be on campus, but you're still contacting your friends and your family and like everyone that's related to the call. So.
And we will be using a lot of digital infrastructure to do all of that. So we will be using Zoom for some things. We'll be using TikTok and Twitch even. We're going to try and do some Twitch programming. and maybe Instagram and Facebook Live, that kind of stuff, as a way to kind of connect straight to students.
Yeah, and Nathalia and Connor have really been headlining what the DePaul Activities Board is going to do moving forward. But in my role, I'm a little different. I'm not on their e-board, but I do work with the committee, so I will be helping them execute their plan there. But part of what I'm doing right now is reaching out to my team, my committee, and making sure they're all right, so that we can then move forward and execute that mission to the fullest extent.
Yeah, I know for SGA, we're planning on moving forward doing our weekly meetings, but over Zoom, which is going to be lots of fun because Zoom has lots of different functions. We're exploring the idea of having themed meetings, which will be fun, and just trying to get folks on SGA to really engage with the platform and engage in our meetings. So we're still going to continue to send out weekly agendas on points we'll be talking about, which is important so people come prepared to have a discussion. And then just thinking of extra things we can do to ensure that people on SGA feel supported. So we're going to continue our advising meetings. We're going to continue probably with cabinet meetings just over Zoom. And still keeping in contact, I think, is a really important thing with the student body internally. So utilizing our social media more to push out what are the things that we're talking about and the issues we're discussing and working on, as well as just checking in on each other, right? Student organization, in order to be an advocate for students, we also have to be doing well as students ourselves. We have to take care of ourselves first. So we're really just focusing on taking care of each other, and then we'll go ahead and continue to advocate for the entire student body for the rest of the year.
Great. And speaking of the student body and other students, what do you think is really important for students to know right now?
Well, I think all students within our community need to understand that this is new to all of us. This is new to all the offices and for the university, the decision makers. So we're all going to learn together. We're all going to grow, but there is a plan in place. And so we just kind of got to wait it out and realize that the university has our best interests in mind.
I agree. I think we're doing all we can right now, and it's just great to see how everyone is trying to embrace this change in the best way possible. I mean, given the circumstance, and just I think just trying to keep an open and positive mind about it. Just because yes, it's going to be different, and yes, it's not the we don't know what's going to happen yet. It's everything so uncertain, but I think if we all stick together, I think we're going to make through this in the best way possible. So yeah.
I think my favorite quote that's getting me through these times is from Douglas Adams's Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, don't panic. It's simple, 2 words, but so long as we keep our heads cool, everything will go just fine.
I think it's important for students to know, I've touched on this a couple of times, just in what I'm in the other questions as well, but knowing that we're here to take care of each other. I know that we have to take care of ourselves first in order to care for others, but if you need that extra push, if you need someone to just listen to you talk about how you're feeling about everything, I think knowing that there are people at DePaul willing to do that. I know I'm willing to listen, but just really leaning on your support networks is important. And also just having compassion. I think that there's a lot of frustration that students are validly feeling about stepping away from campus and moving online and the many other circumstances that they're facing, but acknowledging that this unfortunately is something much greater than DePaul. So what can we do here to support each other is really the question that we have to ask ourselves. What is within our control that we can do as individual people? I'm a really big supporter of the Vincentian mission, and I think that the Vincentian question of what must be done really should be guiding us in the situation we're in now. because I think that as long as we're answering that essential question of what must I do, what must we do, what must you do, then we create a community that is supporting each other and caring for one another. And at the end of the day, that's what is going to get us through this situation, that it feels much bigger than we are. But yeah, that's what I think.
Thank you. I appreciate hearing from all of you. Such good points, thoughts, and reflections. Stay well.
Thanks, Tina.
Thank you.
Thank you.